Okay, so let's go. We are live on YouTube and just waiting
Um,
for Instagram and Facebook to pick up. Facebook, we are live.
nice.
And last one, Instagram, we are live.
Good
All right,
stuff.
all right, all right. Live session number 13 and
Awesome.
counting.
Lucky for some.
How are you, Daryl? You good?
Good, good. Thanks you, Pedro.
I am good. Thank you. And thank you for joining now or rewatching later. Okay. So, my name is Pedro. I am your physical health coach. And right next to me, we've got,
Daryl, I'm going to be your emotional health coach.
all right. Okay. So, tonight we are diving into something you're doing right now, your breath. Okay. And how it could be either healing your body or keeping you stuck in pain. Now, have you ever been so stressed, so overwhelmed that you didn't even realized you were holding your breath? Your shoulders were up here, your jaws were tight, and suddenly your lower back pain is screaming. Yes, we know what it feels like because we treat people like you every single day. Now, most of us breathe just enough to survive, but not enough to thrive. And when you're always in shallow, stressed out breath mode, your nervous system stays stuck in fight or flight. I'm sure you've heard about it before, fight or flight recovery. When you are on fight or flight, your muscles tighten, your flexibility disappear. And guess who shows up? Your pain. Your pain flares, okay? So it's a silent spiral because you didn't really notice, but it's there. Every tense Zoom call, every deadline, every time you just power through without pausing, your body is bracing and your breath is making it worse. Okay. But here's the good news, your breath isn't just a symptom, it's also the solution. Breathe better and you will move better. Think clear and heal faster. And tonight we'll show you exactly how. So tonight we're diving into two different but powerful perspectives. I will break it down the physical side, yeah, why breathing matters for flexibility and for strength. And then Daryl will will guide us through the emotional side of things and how your breath can shift your entire mental state. So I'm going to pass the baton into to Daryl now.
Awesome. Thank you, Pedro. Well, look, let's get started because when it comes to back pain, if you have watched any of these past videos on YouTube or Facebook, you're going to know that your emotional state matters and it affects it. So tonight I'm going to share two different breathing techniques which are going to help you with your emotional state specifically. So even if you don't have back pain, follow along and watch these. But if you do, I really want you to see how changing your emotional state through your breathing can actually make you feel better physically. Okay. Now, the first technique is called the physiological sigh. You might have heard of this one. It's a breathing pattern involving two deep inhales through the nose and then a long, slow sigh through the mouth. Okay. I'll take you through it in a moment. What it's going to do is rapidly calm your nervous system down. It's going to shift you from that fight or flight state that Pedro mentioned into a rest and digest state. So that's from your sympathetic state when your nervous system's geared up for um, anything that could come your way, a fight, running, you're in trouble, to parasympathetic, ready just to chill and relax and heal and be better. Okay. This reduces your heart rate when you move into this state. It calms your nervous system. It optimizes the breathing, does the oxygen and carbon dioxide levels in your lungs. So why would you use this type of breathing? Well, the physiological side that I'm about to show you in its entirety has been shown in clinical studies from 2023 to activate neural circuits in the brain that connect the brain and the diaphragm. Okay. And what this did when it was activated is lower your stress hormone cortisol by 25% in just minutes. Like
Wow.
very, very little in this world can reduce cortisol that quickly in just minutes. It totally calmed the fight or flight response. And so this physiological sigh is actually going to reset breathing patterns. So let's say you've had a stressful day, you're not breathing properly, shallow breathing, you're not taking those deep breaths, and you're feeling stressed. Just by doing the physiological sigh for a few minutes, afterwards, not only will you get the benefit of doing the breathing, but afterwards, your breathing should naturally just be deeper. It should just be better because you've done the sigh. Because it mimics what happens at the end of the long day. How many of you have had a really long, busy day, but a satisfying day, but you've been really busy? You've had a lot to do, and you get home and you sit down on the sofa and you go, ah. Oh, I'm so relaxed already just doing that.
Yes. Yes.
You've been
I
there
do it every day. Every day.
every single day. It's also a little bit like crying, as you'll see as we go through it, because there's an in and out, like a, I'm so
Mm.
upset. So it's soothing, it's self-soothing to do it. And remember, it just takes a few breaths. So this is really quick and it's really accessible. Learn this one and remember it because you're going to be able to use it anytime you need to calm down a bit or you need a quick reset. This breath is for instant relief. Okay, just 1 to 3 breaths. That's all it's going to take. It's going to re-inflate any collapsed alveoli. These are your lung air sacs. It's going to improve your oxygen intake. It's going to expel excess carbon dioxide that builds up when you get stress and fuels anxiety. And it's going to help you be emotionally regulated. What does that mean? It means you're better able to choose which emotion you want to be in. So you've been stressed or you've been angry and you just want to be calm or peaceful, or you want to be excited for something, but you're angry about something else. Doing this helps your emotional regulation. It helps you choose your emotion, which is really important for pain management. Because when you're stressed, when you're anxious, when you're angry, what happens, as Pedro said, your muscles tense and the pain gets worse. Okay. So let's go into this, okay? This is going to help break your anxiety pain cycle. If you've got back pain and you get anxious, get pain. Pain makes you more anxious, more anxiety makes more pain. This is going to interrupt that pattern. Okay, so we're going to start with a comfortable position. At home, generally, you're just going to be chilling out. We don't want to do like hypnosis when we're driving. But if you're anxious driving, you can do breathing. It's safe to do as long as you pay attention to the road, okay? So sit or stand, shoulders relaxed. Let your hands relax slightly. Try not to have them crossed. So try and have your hands like by your side or in your lap. And then just take a deep inhale to about between 50 and 80% through your nose. And then you take a second short, sharp breath in through your nose. And that should fully inflate your lungs. And now a long exhale. You can make a sound if you want. Let those lungs fully deflate all the way out. Let's do it again. So inhale. Second short, sharp one. Exhale. All the way out. And one more time. Inhale through the nose. Second short, sharp. Out. Just stop and notice. Do you feel calmer? Do your muscles feel looser? So it's important with this that the second breath, between the first and second breath, you don't breathe out, right? So as me and Pedro were showing you, let's do it one more time. Breathe in. Second short, sharp. Breathe out with your mouth. Sound is fully optional. If you make that sound like if you need to de-stress, want to go to the loo and do some breathing in the cubicle, maybe don't go, everybody will be thinking you're having a really good poo. But But so it's completely optional to do the sound. I find it helps to do the sound, but you don't have to do it. How do you feel after doing it? Did you feel relaxed doing that? I'm betting that you did. I'm going to move back to Pedro, and then we'll do a different breathing exercise next time. Over to you.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little bit anxious about this call and just talking about breathing, something very important that we all do. And yeah, I do feel a little more calm. It's like a sheet over my anxiety. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let me talk about flexibility and why breathing is so important. I'm sure you've tried to stretch before and you're probably tight. If you are in pain, chances are that your hips are tight. Okay. But let me see if I can show you here. How do you like my sock? Lions.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Okay. So a lot of people, when they try to stretch, they hold on to their breath and they try to push through. Yeah. I'm sure you've probably done it before as well. I've done it before. Now, this is like you are swimming against the current. You're trying to stretch, you want to relax your muscles, but you are holding on to your breath. Your brain is understanding that situation as a dangerous situation. You might, oh, what the fuck? I'll explain to you that right now. So, even though it's 2025, our brains, our software, yeah, still runs as if we were hunter gatherers. Yeah. Back then, we had to have this system: fight or flight or relax. The reason why we're here as human beings alive is because we are able to fight or flight. So back in the day, we had to hunt to get food. And every now and again, we did encounter dangerous situation. Maybe it's a storm, maybe it's an animal, maybe it's other human beings trying to kill you. What usually happens when you are on a dangerous situation? You hold your breath, you become more attentive, yeah, you tense all your muscles. From there, you are ready to take an action, fight or flight. Yeah. When you hold your breath, your brain understands as a dangerous situation. It tightens
Mm.
all the muscles. Your digestive system will work, but why would you want to digest food if you're about to die? So people that want to lose weight struggle if they are stressed because the digestive system is not really working. Let's come back to flexibility. If you're holding your breath, your brain thinks it's not safe and you're trying to push through it because you want to improve your flexibility and you just can't. Okay. If you want to improve your flexibility, you have to let your brain know that you are safe. And the way to do that is by breathing. That's why we're here. How can we do this? Let's do something simple. Inhale for 3 seconds. Exhale for 6. Just do a few times, okay? Even if you inhale for 5 seconds and inhale for 2 seconds and exhale for 5, it's okay. Don't get too caught up with the numbers. As long as your exhale is a lot longer than your inhale, you're fine. When that happens, you're letting your brain know that you are safe. You are in control of the situation around you. Therefore, everything can relax. Your digestive system can work, the muscles can work, your whole stress levels, the cortisol level can drop, and you can relax. So breathing a little bit before you start stretching just to set the pace. And then when you try to stretch next time, don't try to push through. Yeah? Go to your limit. Okay, this is my limit. Now I'm going to inhale for 3. And when I exhale, I'm going to try to go a little bit deeper as I exhale. Okay? So maybe this way here. A little bit deeper. Inhale again. Exhale. A little bit deeper. So every time you exhale, you go a little bit deeper into the stretch. That works for any body part. Stretching your arms, stretching your legs, your hips, anything. If you want to improve your flexibility, focus on your breathing. Inhale for longer than when you exhale.
Mhm.
That's my tip number one. Back to you, Dan.
Brilliant. Thanks, Pedro. It reminds me of when I was seeing you as a client many years ago. And when I met you, I could not touch my toes. I couldn't reach anything. And that breathing and stretching became the favorite part of my sessions, because
Mhm.
it's very relaxing, isn't it? You kind of get in tune to your body and it makes sure you're not going to get any injury. And I'll be so relaxed, but also really ready to work out at the end of that 15 minutes. And
Yeah, like allows you to understand your limits because you're there, you're aware, you're breathing, you are feeling the stretch. So breathing slow allows you to pay attention to what you're doing. It forces you to be here, present now. So yeah, it's very powerful.
love it, love it. Okay, so this whole talk is breathing. Okay, so I have another breathing technique for you. Now, this one is called a stress sandwich. So you're going to use this when you are really stressed, or when you're really angry, or you're really frustrated, and you're just and you just need to calm down. Okay, you're going to use this one. If someone says to you, look, just take a deep breath, you're like, take a deep breath. You take a deep breath. Don't tell me to
What do
take a
you
fucking deep breath.
mean?
So this is one of those breaths for when you're just overwhelmed with emotion. Okay. So first thing to do is identify the emotion that you're feeling. This is already going to help. So what is it? Anger, stress, anxiety. Right now, maybe you're not feeling much, but maybe it's been a long day. Maybe you're just a little bit overwhelmed. So just rank that out of 10. What am I feeling out of 10? 10 is really intense, 0 is nothing at all. And just be aware of where you're starting from. Next, we're going to do some box breathing or window breathing. So this is the slice of bread on the top of the sandwich. We're going to breathe in for 4, and you're going to draw with your hand. You're physically going to point and draw the side of the window. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. In. Hold. Out. Hold. Now you could do 5 or 6, it doesn't matter. Your 4 might take twice as long as my 4, it doesn't matter. I like extending how long it takes. So by the time I've done 3 or 4 breaths, I might be doing this. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. And don't push yourself, like breathe it, whatever's good for you. 3, 4. Now I'm drawing like a really little window because we're filming this, right? But usually I want you to be like drawing a really big window. Actually, you probably could have seen that. A really big window, because just moving your eyes and moving your head also reduces anxiety. Movement is good. Okay. So after that, the meat in the sandwich is the emotion that you're feeling. So, what were you feeling? Anger, frustration, stress, anxiety, overwhelm, whatever it is, you're going to gather it all up, right? I want you to feel it in your body. Where is this stress in your body? Gather it all up. And what you're going to do is you're going to let out a big exhale, and you're going to exhale all of that emotion at once. Now, for those of you who are brave, you don't have children sleeping in the next room. You can even scream it out if you want, as loud as you want. I like to do like a pretend scream. It's going to look like this, like that. So, like, don't disturb all the neighbors, but feel free to grab a pillow and scream into it. I might not do it because it might not translate for you guys in the background. I'll just do like the silent scream, but you can imagine screaming as loud as you can. And when you scream, you're going to say the number 5, and you're going to put all that emotion into the 5. Are you ready? So gather up all your emotion, all the anxiety, whatever it is, and okay. Now, when you take your next breath, gather up any residual emotion, because there'll be a little bit left. You didn't get it all out, did you? I know you didn't.
I
But
did.
there's not going to be as much as before. There's maybe going to be a 4, isn't there? And 4. Okay, good. And then whatever's left, gather up because there's still some left, but it's not quite as much as before. And you're going to be in the middle now. 3. There's still a little bit left. Still a little bit left. So you're going to gather up and 2. And then that tiny bit left. Whatever's left is just going to be a nice, gentle. Okay. Now redraw that window again. Nice long 4. In. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. In. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. And then just check in with yourself. That emotion that you were feeling, what's happened to it? Where's it gone? Notice how it feels different. Give it a rank out of 10. What is it now? I bet you it's gone down. It might have gone all the way down. It might have come down a little bit. The beauty with this technique is it just takes a couple of minutes. So if it's not gone down as far as you would like, you can just repeat it. Do it again. If you've got layers of emotion, you're stressed and you're angry, do one for each. And very quickly, you'll find yourself becoming calm. Why is this so important when you've got back pain? Well, emotions have a way of distracting you from life. So maybe you've got something going on in life and you try not to deal with it. You feel all these emotions and suddenly back pain. Dr. John Sarno reckons that one of the things that could be happening is that the pain actually distracts you from dealing with it. It's saying, don't deal with that problem over there. Instead, feel this pain. Okay, so dealing with the emotion following this theory gets rid of the pain because now you've dealt with what's actually wrong. You've expressed your emotion. On the other hand, we know that stress, tension, anger, and these emotions, they cause tightness. They cause the muscles to be clenched. They cause inflammation in the body. So if your breathing can get your stress down, it's not only going to be easier to stretch, but it's going to be easier to deal with the pain. Really importantly, even our perception of pain changes when we reduce stress. So you could be in the exact same level of pain, but because you're stressed, it feels 40% worse. 40% worse, almost half worse, just because you're stressed, but it's the same level. So if you reduce your stress, it's like having an almost 40% reduction in pain just by how you perceive the same pain that you're in. So if you've got back pain, give these breathing exercises a go. If you do them every time you can, like multiple times per day, then deep breaths and breathing to relax will become subconscious. It will become a habit in your life that really helps you to feel better. So there we go, Pedro. Thanks. And back to you.
Wow, 40%. That's crazy. Like, imagine if I just received a message from my manager saying that I've got a 40% raise.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Right? It's 40. Yeah, it's easier for your body to deal with pain than it is to deal with emotions. So great, man. Awesome. Really good. Talking about pain, we need to talk about strength as well. Okay, because it's not just a way to get out of pain, but if you're not feeling any back pain at the moment, it's a good way to preventing it from happening. And also, if you got out of pain, keep on doing so the pain doesn't come back. Okay. So a lot of exercises for back pain are around your core because it's really important to strengthen your core, especially as we get older. So this is actually the opposite of flexibility. Flexibility, you want to feel relaxed. You want to feel calm. Strength is kind of the opposite. A lot of people, before they go into these lifting meets, when they need to lift 300 kilos, 500 kilos, they do a lot of shallow breathing. They want to get stressed. They want to prime their bodies to fight or flight because they're about to lift a heavy weight that could literally kill them. So there's no right or wrong here. It's just how you use it. But let's talk about strength, yeah, around your core. If you want to do a goblet squat, or if you want to do a plank, or if you want to do a side plank, or if you want to lift something heavy from the ground, or if you're driving and you are feeling pain, maybe just bracing your core is enough stimulus to relieve the pain. So I want you to place two fingers right on the core. Okay, so think about this is your belly button, slightly higher up on the sides here. Okay, now take a deep inhale. Feel your lungs expanding. And now exhale completely all the way until there's zero air left. And feel the muscles on your core getting very hard. Yeah, that's me. So I don't have any air left. I felt these two muscles. I mean, these are the obliques. Yeah, they are getting tight. And so when that happens, yeah, I want you to maintain that tightness on your core, even without any air. Keep that tension and then inhale while maintaining the tension. See, now you can breathe while maintaining your core tight. So imagine a balloon, yeah, and you've got this belt around the balloon, yeah. If the balloon is soft, the belt is not doing anything. So basically, what this does, you are expanding the balloon towards the belt. Okay, so the belt now is actually holding your core in place. This is just a natural way of creating this natural belt. Yeah, makes sense? So exhale completely, feel these muscles getting tight, keep them tight, and then inhale. And then you do the lift, and then you do whatever you want to do. Okay, so this is another breathing technique to brace your core to do anything strength related. Um, so yeah, I think strength,
Awesome.
flexibility, um, and watching your mental state, and then using breathing as a way to move along and to navigate this windy road is the best way to move ahead towards a place without back pain. Yeah.
Fantastic. I think the metaphor I heard was by doing this breathing and bracing in that way, it's the difference between a Coke can that hasn't been opened and one
Mhm.
that has been opened. It's like if you step on it, one that's been opened, it will go like that.
Yes.
Whereas
Yes.
if you've got the gas and the pressure of the unopened one and pushing against the wall of the can, you can put a lot of weight on it. It's very, very strong and it won't break. So it's just like imagining that in your core and yeah, just giving you the strength to do the things you want to do if you have to move and you're worried about your back. So yeah, fantastic.
Perfect. Like that's a great analogy. So yeah, if you want to lift something off the ground and you know, I felt back pain when I tried to pick this up last time. So what do you do this time? Pause, brace, and then you go for it. Yeah, that's my
Perfect.
2 cents.
Love it.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, do you want to say something else, or this is us?
No. That's it. I guess it's it for go ahead and practice these. So watch this back. It's on YouTube. It's on Facebook. Write down the methods because you might think you'll remember, but you'll go away and you go, oh, what do I do for that one? So watch it back a few times and practice each one until you can do it without having to refer back to it. Because the benefit of these is using them all the time in your day-to-day life. They're
Mm,
very, very quick. Once you've done them 3 times, you'll have them in your brain forever. So
mm.
yeah, give it a go and look forward to seeing you next time.
Let me ask you guys one thing. So 95% of people who are watching this video right now are not subscribed to any of our channels. So Vita is just us two. If you want to help us out, just subscribe, just follow, just like, and helps us a lot. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next week.
See you next week.